I believe that any change is possible if you're consistent enough in that becoming. And all I mean by this is I've realized that any change is possible if you're consistent. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Like I used to I used to run 3 miles in the morning. And the first time I ever ran 3 miles in the morning, it was disgustingly hard. I actually did not even run 3 miles in the morning. I think I ran maybe less than a mile, maybe close to the whole mile. Then I was just out of breath and I just walked all the way back home. I was tired. Then the next day, I did it again. Then I did it again. Then I did it again. Then I did it again. What is it called? I truly believe that any change is possible if you do it long enough, and if you're curious long enough and express it long enough, and not just change. Anything is possible if you do it long enough for the path to form. And I really just think that's what it is. Like, the path to become a doctor is a long process because you have to repeatedly do stuff that doctors do for you to become a doctor. I know that's such a stupid sentence, but you have to do stuff consistently that doctors do for you to become a doctor. A doctor, I say a doctor is a mechanic. If a mechanic has worked on 1,000 Honda Civic 2012, they should know how to deal with that. And actually, fundamentally, it doesn't even have to be 1,000. If you've helped 5 people with a problem, you can probably help another 5 people with another problem, with that same problem. Then you just make that group large enough, then you can super solve that problem. And that's really what it is. Doing something consistently enough for you to see the like path actually form. There's this quote about like curiosity killed the cat, but learning brought it back. And I think the problem, maybe I should use my iPad more, but I'm gonna show you. The problem that we go through is that we're this blob right here. Ooh. Then we're curious about this path. But then we go that path, 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 that path. It looks like we're shining bright. We're actually going nowhere, right? I mean, I'm still working on this belief system, but I really do think that I'm not saying necessarily go down one path. I'm saying that if you're consistent enough, the path will form. Because I do think that even in your curiosity and stuff like this, you might find yourself being multifaceted and edged enough to be able to see intersections that other people don't see. For example, right now, my last, since I've graduated college, I've been thinking about what is the intersection between medicine and business. There's a lot of intersections. What is the problem that I'm actually curious enough in medicine? It doesn't have to be medicine, but I want it to be a doctor. I still want to help people, like, relationally. Bedside manner is probably where I thought I would shine as a doctor. So what is that gap that I can solve consistently for people, and just repeat that? And I truly do believe that change is possible if you consistently do the things of that person you want to become. It's like the idea that like success has patterns, and it's just repeating those same patterns, right? I used to hate drinking tea growing up. I don't even think tea is good that much right now. I mean, I do like tea, but I saw doctors drinking tea, so I started drinking tea at like 12 years old. Disgusting. Literally tasted bitter. Tasted like dirt and water. I don't even know what dirt and water tastes like. But I'm assuming that's what it tastes like because it's, herbs and all that crap. But did it long enough and I can tolerate it. And I think that's just all it is. Like, it's just building stones. I'm obviously repeating the obvious here, and I'm repeating this for myself. I want to express ideas with people consistently. The thing I really enjoyed in college is talking to random people. I would talk to somebody, they'll say something like, whoa, that's cool, that's unique. And that idea would have me enthralled in their world. And I'm like, whoa. And that's the thing that I'm like curious about, is like how people see the world. And the way to go about that is just to do that more and figure out like what problem can I solve in there. And that's how you make money in these things, or what value can you provide to people in these things. And I do think that, like, again, you can change by just doing the things of the, like, change is possible. Like, the world we live in is a world that if you act on your interest, you talk about them, you try things about them enough times, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You act on your interests, you talk about them, you meet people who are like, hey son, I may have something for you. You'll be fine. Because, like, I mean, one of my favorite YouTubers is, their channel's called, his name's Sunny. I don't know what his actual name is, but his channel is called World's Best Food Reviews or something like that. And he's just a guy who goes and eats food, and his descriptions are horrible. Not horrible, but like, he's like, they're frying it in the oil. The guy's just eating food and showing food. He doesn't do anything crazy. I actually realized more and more over these last couple months post college, I have met like more rich people and whatnot, and just interesting people. I'll just say interesting people. Bruh, people don't know that much more than you. And even if they do, they just are able to act. These last 6 months, I've been working on just things I want to do, or the things I'm interested in, just acting on them more and more. I haven't done as much as I should. Like, I know that if I consistently, what's it called? I was on Instagram Reels, like, I don't remember. And the guy was like, for a whole year, he posted twice a day. For a whole year. I don't even know if he did that every day. Twice a day for a whole entire year. He got to 100K, like, followers or some crap. And what else did he do? He works at a startup, gets paid good money. He's making good money online. I mean, I don't know what good money is, but he's making enough money for him to afford the lifestyle he lives and whatnot. That's good money. So he literally was just posting 2 videos a day on the internet, and that's it. And he's just talking about the crap that he's interested in, or he's talking about the things he wants to do so he can get interested in it. And all these people are LARPing, and I actually think LARPing is important. That's the next video. I think if you don't LARP, I mean, LARP is what's called LARP, live action role playing. Yeah, that's the definition of LARP, even though you didn't need to know that. Because if you don't fake it till you make it, you won't become it. For you to become a runner, you have to run. For you to become a gym person, you have to hit the gym. For you to become anything, you just have to do stuff adjacent to it and ask people who are doing it for help and tips. That's how you do it. That's literally it. It's literally it. Yeah. I don't... There's a lot of things that keep us thinking, if you're anything like me, but majority of it is just not acting. And you might think it's random, but I think these random things allow us to create direction. You never know how these things are going to shape your life. And I actually think that recording, I look at the camera this way because it's on my other monitor. Recording these videos and whatnot is technically an action, which is crazy because you don't know who's watching this. And that's the interesting thing about, actually, I can yap about, I mean, I can just yap about this here. The interesting thing about content creation is that technically, because you pick up your phone and you record a video, you're doing something. And because you're posting it out to the public, which is, you know, media, obviously this is like common sense. But like when you say this out loud, to me, it's like, whoa, this may not look like an action, but it is. But the question is just like, when you record these videos, it's just like, what is the thought behind this video? And that's all this content creation stuff is. It's like, what every action has a reaction, right? So what is this action I'm taking? What reaction do I want out of this video? That's just the thought process. And for somebody like me who doesn't always think through stuff, when it comes to, especially, I mean think through stuff, I mean like recording videos, I'm just like, oh, I just want to be able to look back at this, la 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 la. It is super important to be intentional. Super important to be intentional. Like, what I should be doing is, I mean, I used to have this list of titles of videos I wanted to make, but titles are not enough. What is the point of this video? The point, and when you have the point of the video, it's like the question, what am I trying to, wow. Yeah, you can't just, I've realized this, I've realized that, I've realized this, I've realized that. I mean, you can, but it's not gonna do anything unless you make it. Because somebody's gonna look back and be like, oh, he realized this, cool. But unless the video has like a call to action, I mean, that's why they have like that English thing that we learned, hook, climax, somewhere in there, call to action or moral of the story, right? Draw their attention, bada bada bong. And moral of the story is be intentional. I need to become more intentional. That's all it is. What do you want out of life, and what am I doing about it? Every year I say my life gotta change. This will change my life. But if you do nothing about it, it means nothing. Yeah.